What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 108 and today's topic will be how to delete one single existing node from your Neo4j graph using Fastapi from Python. So in the last tutorial, which was tutorial 107, in that tutorial we have seen how to update one existing node, and before that we have seen how to create a new node, and before that we have seen how to search a node. Okay, so probably get, post, put, all these three operations are done already, and right now we are going to talk about delete. In Fastapi, the delete is actually going to be HTTP request, so you are going to use the delete request. Like we have seen how to use get request, how to use post request, and in the last tutorial we have seen how to use put request. So creation of node is completed, like finding or searching a node is completed, and you have also seen how to update a node is also done. So definitely this is the right time where actually you should do something on delete or using the delete method from Fastapi, HTTP delete method or delete request. Okay, so without wasting much time, let me just start actually talking about the actual use case. So before that, let me just go ahead with the next slide, which is the prerequisite. So as I told you, I'll be going to again and again try to explain all these things. Like you need to install the dependencies or related dependencies, or else your Fastapi and other things are not working. So some of you haven't installed Python, but maybe the Python version is actually less than 3.6, so that is why you guys are getting a problem while installing the Fastapi, because every day I'm getting at least 4 to 5 emails or comment on the chat box on the Udemy section that my Fastapi is not like installation of the Fastapi is not working and other errors. So all of these things are due to your like invalid Python environment or Python version. Probably you can set a pip in env, and there from there you can enable Python 3.6, and after that you can do it. And also if you want to use your global Python environment, then definitely you should to you have to upgrade your Python to 3.6 or greater than 3.6, and after that you should install all these things like Fastapi, Beacon, and Neo4j driver. Okay, so I am not gonna talk or just give a demonstration of all these three installation, all these four installation, because there is not much sense to install all these things, because all of you are already familiar with this Python installation. Okay, so let me just go ahead with the next slide, which is this one. If you see here, I have just actually mentioned the topic title in a different way, like simple REST API endpoint using Fastapi to delete one existing node in Neo4j. So ultimately we are going to develop one REST API endpoint, and that is actually going to be use the delete request from the HTTP method, and using that we'll be going to delete one existing Neo4j graph node. Okay, or Neo4j node from a Neo4j graph. Okay, so let me just open my Visual Studio Code. So this is open. So I already created a folder tutorial 108. Inside that I have a main.py. So before I start the tutorial, let me just create a environment variable. So definitely we use that environment variable, because ultimately we're going to do something from our Neo4j. So let me just copy paste this environment variable thing here. Okay, copy pasting is done. Okay, so let me just start writing the code now. So let me make it a bit bigger. Okay, so now let's start writing the code. So first thing, from Fastapi import Fastapi. So definitely this is going to be the first essential dependency import. Okay, then after that we need to use import OS. Okay, then we'll be use Neo4j. From Neo4j import graph database. Okay, then we need to load or import the .env, so that we can use this environment variable to set up our connection. So it should be from .env import load.env. okay, 1 2 3 4 done. So I believe all are remaining, all are necessary dependencies are done. So now what we'll do, we'll just load this env file. So for that you can use load underscore .env. So what it will do, it will load that environment variable from the .env file. Okay, so now we have 3 environments actually required, which is already been set in our file. So first thing is URI, then user, then password. So URI is going to be os.getenv, it should be URI, then os.getenv, and this is user. So all these things are coming from this file. Okay, it should be within this. Okay, and password will be os.getenv. Okay, all are done. Now what will happen, now let's say whether all these things are actually printing the correct values or not. So let me just, cause sometimes it throws some error without any reason. Okay, so that is why I just do this thing. So it should be Python 3 and it should be main.py. So it is actually able to it is being like reading the correct values. Okay, so this line is not required, so I'll be going to create a function. Before that, maybe I can write app equals to Fastapi, and then I'll be going to use a decorated function. So maybe app.delete. Okay, so it should be something like delete, and inside that I'll be going to pass my employee ID. Okay, so based on employee ID I'll be going to delete. Okay, so what we'll do, in the path parameter I'll be going to send this employee ID, and based on that it should delete something. Okay, so maybe I can write delete, then it is going to use this employee underscore ID. Okay, and there should be something called def. Okay, all done. I can write to return. Okay, so first thing first, I have to establish the connection. Okay, so for that let me write a connection function over here. Maybe I can write something connection. Okay, so it should be driver equals to graph database.driver. The last same thing whatever we did in the last tutorial. So URI is going to be URI. Okay, then auth is going to be user, and then password. Okay, then maybe I can return this thing, return driver. Okay, so what will happen now, I'll create a Neo4j driver. So maybe driver underscore Neo4j. Okay, like this, and I'll be going to call this function. Okay, and after that I'll be going to create a session object. Okay, so it should be driver Neo4j dot session. So all done. Okay, so now I'll be going to write down the query. So query is going to be something like, we're going to match with the employee. So in employee, so before we do that, let me open my database. Actually, let's see what else we have. Match in, I think only employee we have. Return in, we have two node, type is employee and employee ID, and this is type employee and employee ID and name is there, so all fine. So maybe I can write match an employee, and maybe employee ID is going to be dollar employee ID. Okay, so this employee ID and this employee ID is going to be same. Then I'll be going to delete. Okay, maybe I can delete and delete n. Okay, that's it. So after that, what we'll do, we can write something like that. Session, it is not going to return anything. Okay, so I'm just going to write something like this, but if you check this thing carefully, we have some variable, so that is why we can write something like this. Employee ID means this employee ID is going to be this employee ID, whatever we are going to pass from the URL. Okay, okay, then like this, return query executed. Okay, all done. So now I'll be going to highlight one very important thing. I'm actually not covering the corner case. For example, when you are searching with this thing, if it is not able to find anything, it should not return, it will not return anything. That time how it will handle, maybe how it will say the query executed successfully. Basically the query will definitely will be executed successfully, but if nothing found, actually how to how to inform the user or how to acknowledge the user that whether your user object got deleted, the node got deleted perfectly, or if this employee ID is not at all available in the database. So that we will see in the next tutorial, but for the time being just focus on this thing, like how to delete. So this is going to be very easy, and in the next tutorial we'll see, or we'll tackle that corner case. Okay, so this is done, this is done, this is done, all done. Okay, now one interesting thing will happen that I will tell. Okay, so maybe I can write usicon main, then app, then hyphen reload, maybe 8080. Sorry, this is going to be port. Okay, okay, done. So maybe now I can something like localhost 8080, and after that I can write docs. So we say delete and delete. Okay, so like this. So try out. So employee ID, so I'll get the employee ID from here. So employee ID is 5 times 9, right? So this Ronnie node should be deleted. Okay, but as I told you, I'll be going to show you guys one very important thing. So first execute this thing. So it is saying query executed successfully, as it is, like this is normal, as I said. Now the fun part will be, let me just search with this thing. So if I run this query, it should only display this Johnny, because Ronnie has already been deleted, right? See, this node is already here. So it means that this 999 thing is not able to find anything here. Okay, so that is a thing which I already explained in the tutorial 4 or 5, that when you are using with some path parameter in your Fastapi, that time if your variable type is not string, then you have to explicitly mention this thing like this, then it will work, or else it will treat this thing as an integer. Okay, now if I run this thing, okay, it will work. So executed successfully. Now let me find this thing, see. Okay, so this is very important thing. So whenever you are going to deal with this sort of things, that time you should use this thing. Okay, okay, that's it. Probably as I said, like in the next tutorial we can do some sort of corner case checking, like for example, if user is not available, or the employee ID whatever is entered by the user is not available in the graph, how you should get something relevant, that your query executed successfully but the employee ID was not found in the graph, right? Something like that. So that's it, guys. But before I end this tutorial, I would like to highlight one very important thing, that is as of now we have seen how to create, how to delete, how to update, and how to search, like very simple operations. So probably you guys can do a lot of different use cases, or try out some different use cases. So I'll highly recommend you guys to do some sort of practice or similar sort of things, so that it will actually help you to come up with some different ideas or different use cases, or probably many of you already started working or already have seen some use cases while actually learning Neo4j. So please try out all those use cases, and if you guys are facing any difficulties, please let me know. But just don't rely on my videos blindly, because watching my videos are not going to help you. Like, after watching my videos, you should do some sort of practice. Maybe you can write your code on your laptop, computer, or probably grab a pen and paper, try to think through it, try to analyze, visualize, create some use cases, and after that try to implement all those things. In that way, actually you'll be able to make some value addition to your learning process. Okay, so that's it, guys. And also do let me know, have some sort of feedback, whether you guys are enjoying this course, or we should change something, our content or our delivery method, anything, so that it will be actually helpful for me to create some relevant content, and also it will be helpful for you to get the actual content whatever is required. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video, okay, in the next use case. But probably I'm actually planning to merge the next tutorial with this video actually, so that the corner case whatever I actually discussed should be covered as well. We'll see. Okay, but for the time being, we'll see you in the next video or the next tutorial. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day. Okay, so guys, now as I said that I'll be going to talk about the corner case. For example, suppose you have entered something, some employee ID here, and after that you are trying to delete. That time also you will get this query executed successfully, because ultimately query will try to find this employee ID using the match clause, and after that if the match found, or means if this query returns true, then it will do the delete operation. But if this is not found, that time what will happen? That time also it is going to return that query executed successfully. But that is not going to make any sense actually. If your employee ID is not there, it should return something that either it is deleted or not deleted, something like that. So for that we'll be going to do something special. Okay, so let's say what are the different like things I am having. So I'm having this thing, employee ID, like this. Okay, so let me create one more thing with this. Okay, so I created one more node. So let me just search this thing. So I have a node with employee name Ronnie, and employee ID is 5 times 9. Okay, so now let me delete something. Let me delete this one. Okay, so I'll explain you guys what actually I'm trying to do. So maybe something like that, employee, and then employee ID, then it is integer, sorry, okay, like this, and then I'm going to delete it. So now watch very carefully what is going to be written from this query. So if you do this thing, if you say, it is saying deleted one node, okay, and maybe in somewhere, if you say, so in the summary, if you say nodes deleted, something like that, okay, and in the response there is nothing. Okay, so ultimately we have to use something from this counters actually, so that is actually going to help us. Okay, so we'll see that now. Okay, so if you see here, there is also some status. Okay, so a lot of things are here, so we'll use that. Okay, so let me just create some nodes maybe. Okay, now we'll see how many nodes I have right now. So I have 2 node with Ronnie. Okay, let me create one more, and maybe I can check 1 2 3, maybe create one more, 4. Okay, all done. So let me execute this thing. Okay, 1 2 3 4. So now I'll be trying to delete using this this thing. So that time it should return me that I have 4 like nodes deleted, and if it is not able to find anything, it will return that your employee ID is not present, so that is why it is not being deleted. Okay, so something similar. Okay, so for that thing, let me write something, results. Okay, after that maybe I can write response equals to results. Okay, dot consume dot okay, so consume means it is actually going to give me what is actually being consumed. Okay, so consume, and after that maybe it should be something like that. Okay, and after that counters. Okay, like this. Okay, now you'll see deleted nodes. Okay, so it should be response dot nodes deleted. Okay, so this variable will get the number of deleted nodes. For example, if you delete something 2, it will give me 2. Okay, so I can write something like that, print, and after that deleted nodes. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the same thing with a positive approach. Means I'll try to execute this query where the employee ID is already available. So now if you go here, I have 4. Okay, 1 2 3 4 4 employees are having the same employee ID. So if I execute my API now from here, okay, here, so it should give me that query executed successfully, but in the print statement I will get number 4. Okay, so let me execute. So it is saying query executed successfully. If you see 4. Okay, now the interesting thing, let's check the like negative case. So now I'll execute the same query again, but now there is no employee ID present with this thing. Okay, so just to validate our point, so we have no employee ID with this thing. So right now the delete node count should be 0. So it should return 0 here from this line number 28. Okay, so let me execute this thing now. So it is also saying query executed successfully like last time, but here actually got the count 0. Now we have to do some if and else there. If, so this is very simple actually. If deleted nodes greater than 0, okay, then probably we can write something response equals to just simply this response. Okay, okay, else maybe I can write else your entered EMP ID is missing in the graph. Okay, so first check this corner case first without changing anything. Let me execute this thing. So your entered employee ID is missing in the graph. Okay, that's it, fine. So now we'll check the other case now. So let me create few 2 3 4 5 6. Let me search whether I have 6 or not. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So if I search this, if I execute this thing, okay, execute this thing, I will get a response. What happened? Execute this thing now, I will get this response. Okay, and if response is actually going to give me the deleted node counts actually. Okay, so let's execute this thing. See, nodes deleted 6. So ultimately this is actually going to give me the actual dictionary. Okay, and from the dictionary I am actually getting the value of the exact node deleted in the form of integer, and after that I am actually checking this against this greater than 0. And if it is greater than 0, definitely something happens. So I am actually again putting this response back to this response variable in the form of dictionary, so that user can able to understand. And if the greater than if it is not greater than 0, then definitely your means nothing has been deleted. It means your entered employee ID is not found. Okay, so that is how actually you guys can do the corner case. Okay, so that's it guys. I hope you guys understand the concept. Actually I thought of creating a separate tutorial for this thing, but after that I thought that it doesn't make any sense to create a separate tutorial just to extend or add any corner case with your existing use case. So that is why I'm actually merging this tutorial together, so that one complete use case of deletion is should be completed in the single video. Okay, So that's it, guys. One more thing, I got so many requests that I should create a full stack application using Neo4j as a database, fast API as an application interface, or maybe the API backend, and probably I should use React or some Angular or Vue.js for the front end. So guys, I have also same thought in my mind, but I think we should start that maybe later on, maybe mid of mid of November or somewhere, because the Fast API is not completed, because I'm parallelly running one more series on Fast API. So it will make sense that I should complete the Fast API, so that there are a lot of things actually required for creating a full stack application. So probably you need to embed your security constraint as well. For example, right now your APIs are publicly accessible. Anyone can go and use your API, or maybe if he's not sure about the parameter, maybe he or she can abuse your API. So that is why the security is the most or fundamental, or the most one of the most important features. So that will be covered in the Fast API tutorial. So once that is done, I will try to embed all this thing in the Neo4j with this Neo4j series, and after that probably we can start doing some sort of fast API backend and Flux front end driven application. Okay. So one more thing, guys, please let me know, have some sort of feedback, whether these videos are actually making any sense, whether you guys are getting any benefit, or these videos are not at all giving you any help. So if you're able to give me some sort of feedback or suggestions, or some sort of idea that whether I should concentrate on this use case, or maybe if you guys are already having some interesting or exciting use case, please feel free to share with me. I'll try to incorporate all those things in my tutorial. Okay, so one more time, thanks for all your support, guys. It's been a tremendous journey last year, and I hope to get the same motivation, inspiration and encouragement from all of you guys. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.